What on what on earth was that? What did I do? What happened? What happened? Hi chat. Hi everyone. What's up guys? This is where I've been the entire time. I've been in this goddamn outlet. Hi chat. Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome. We might have some new people here from the series. Welcome. I got to film in a goddamn abandoned mall. Do you have any idea how cool that is? Do you have any idea how amazing? I am so incredibly happy. Do you have any idea how cool that is? I've been wanting to do that for so long, and I've had to keep it a secret for the past, 8 months. I've had to keep it a secret for the past, 8 months. But we did it. We did it. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to put on my hat. I'm going to put on my hat just so I don't have to keep on adjusting my hair. They were the 15 tier 1s. Jesus Christ. Swirled. Thank you. Putting on the hat. I just don't want to have to care. I just don't want to have to care. I hope, first of all, thank you guys for watching. Second of all, hope that you guys enjoyed. Third of all, if you liked it, then you can get merch. GenerationLost.tv. We have a new jacket up there. It's the one that Hetch wore. So it doesn't have the hood. We had to add the hood, but it has it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. 100%. I'm gonna do this spiel and then we'll get into it. But basically, first cool announcement. There's so many cool announcements, but this is the coolest one. Is that I'm going to be making and I'm going to be developing a full Generation Lost team. So if you want to support that, why am I so pale? If you want to support that, then get the merch, because 100% of the merch profits are going into the project. Literally, it's just gonna keep on funding it and just do more and more. So that's all I'm gonna. That's my plug. That's my plug. If you like what this looks like, if you like this, if you like, there's a beanie. I lost the sample that I had, but it's a cool beanie. There's pants. There's pants, okay? You can get pants. All right? There's so much. As well as there's gift cards. You can give it to your friends. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to do. I just wanted to thank you guys for supporting it. I'm going to be honest. I needed, I have not been able to, have a cohesive thought in, the past, day. Because before it was just, I am just so blown away by how much you guys liked it. Because, it was a big swing. It was a big swing by doing this. But, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because that has been in my mind for the past year, and I have talked to literally everyone that would hear it in my life. I'm so sorry. I just didn't stop talking about it for the past 8 months to anyone. Whenever someone would ask me something that I was working on, you're on activation, I would just instantly tell them everything. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how it started. Let's talk about how it started, shall we? So, about a year ago, in May, fun fact, I had the first call about it. We had the first call about it, and originally, it was just the cabin. But the cabin was different. Originally, it was just the cabin, but the cabin was different. It was going to be this whole thing, and it wasn't even in Generation Lost. It wasn't even the Generation Lost thing. It was just a silly stream. In the beginning, it was literally just a silly stream. It was supposed to be like a haunted house, but, you know, like chats the ghosts and everything, and it was supposed to be that. And then I had a conversation with Ash Kabosu mainly, and he was just like, "What about like your like horror thing that you're trying to do? Why don't you just like do something with that?" And I was like, you know, I was thinking about it, but I was like hearing it from him. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I probably should do that actually. That makes a lot of sense. So I went back and I wrote the final scene. The final scene was one of the last things, or one of the first things that I had actually written for it. I said, and okay, by the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. MC! Sorry. Hi. If you haven't watched it, then go watch it. Go watch it all. All right? Should I say it? I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to announce it. Whatever. There is going to be... So basically, there is a lot of stuff that happened in the stream, right? There's a lot of lines. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of things that I want to make more clear story-wise. There's a lot of things that I want to make more clear story-wise, which is why I'm currently working on making the founder's cut of the streams, essentially. So it's basically going to be a whole movie. I have recorded every single camera POV, so you're going to see new angles. You're going to see like the right things and everything. There's going to be stuff that I'm going to add in. There's going to be lines that I'm going to re-record and add in as well. Just to really make sure that the book is fully closed. This motion. I'm sorry. On Generation 1. That will be the sort of founder's cut of it. And that will be coming out, hopefully, within a few weeks. I'm going to be nonstop working on it. Basically, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm working on it, and then I'm going to basically just be nonstop working on it as soon as I get home. And you'll see some new stuff. You'll see some new stuff. You'll see some new images. You'll see some new lines. The ending sequence is going to be a lot more sad, and I'm really... Why is it doing that? The ending sequence is going to be a lot more sad. I'm just going to say that. It's going to... There's something that I meant to say during the ending sequence that I didn't get to say. So I'm going to add it into the Founder's Cut. So yeah, so basically, also, if you don't have time to watch the streams, this will be like a digestible movie thing. I would say probably about like 90 minutes to 2 hours. And the last stream will basically be like half of it. How does it get sadder? Oh, there are some implications of this that, again, just like we couldn't really make too clear because of the fact that it was streamed. But everything turned out perfectly. Everything turned out so perfectly to it. And, yeah. You're gonna see the live ending. The live ending! So, there was a live ending, basically. We didn't plan for it too much because we honestly thought that you guys would choose die. So when we... So when in the control room, when it went over to live, everyone crapped themselves. But then it went slowly over to die, which we were like, thank God. Because honestly, okay, I mean, like, come on. I wanted to, so basically, the main thing of this entire series was that I wanted to get to that point. I wanted to get to that ending scene, and I wanted to see if I could have a collective amount of people actually execute someone. And you did, and it was incredible. Just the moral implications of it are so interesting to me, and I love it so much. But the live ending was going to be essentially, and I mean, this is really never going to be seen, never going to be shown, so I'm just going to say it. But essentially what it would have been is that employees would have came up, would have untied him, and shoved a mask on him, and he would have been dragged away kicking and screaming. And then it would have rolled credits. That's what it would have been. Listen, we wanted to make it so that it was a sad ending either way. It's not a happy story. That would have been cool. I mean, honestly, I really wanted to die. I really wanted to. That sounds weird, but I really, really wanted. Because that, you have no idea. Okay, that box was made by an actual, like, movie, like, metalworking company. And it was, like, it is the most expensive prop out of the entire thing. The second most expensive prop out of the entire thing was Jerma's prosthetics. He, like, basically, when we were, like, talking about it in the very, very beginning, he was talking and he was just like, what if I had, like a full, like, face prosthetic and everything? Because when we were, like, designing his character and everything, and I was like, that is incredible. And so we were just like, yeah, what if he just, like, had a mask? And then he took it off and it was just, like, not him. So... his like facial prosthetics are the second most expensive prop in the entire thing. It is hilarious. It is so funny. And speaking of that, there exists, and I'm gonna try to find this. Basically, another announcement. I'm going to be doing special behind the scenes streams for every single episode. For episode 1, for episode 2, and episode 3. You're gonna get 3 streams, one stream for each episode. I'm going to try to have some people come on. We're going to talk about it and everything. We're going to prepare a ton of behind-the-scenes stuff on how it was developed, how everything came to be. That will be happening within, like, the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that, okay? Stay tuned for that. But basically, yeah, so there exists a take of me and Charlie during the dress rehearsal. They made this, like, giant poster of, like, in the puzzler shrine that was, like, literally just, like, a close-up of his face in black and white. And they showed it to me, like, the day before, and they were just like, hey, we were thinking about, like, putting this on it. And I was like, yeah, sure, you can put that there. And I wasn't expecting it to be so big. It is like a huge, like, it is like a this big poster. So Charlie and I, in the dress rehearsal, we were, like, acting and everything. We're, like, you know, getting into it. We turn the corner, we see that, and we just break down. Like, we just start laughing. Like, it's like such a serious scene, and it's just like we turn the corner, and we just, like, break down, and we just completely lose it. And also, speaking of, okay, I'm gonna talk about so many stories, but Charlie purposely, every single time I would try to go up to him in like the streaming area, he would try to make me break. Every single time he would try to make me break. And it was the funniest thing. It's why he was just like, he like randomly switched as soon as he saw me. He'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna get my balls out and everything. And I was just like, what? And like in my mind during like the live take, I was just like, dude, you can't do this to me. You just can't do this to me. Yeah, it was so funny. A bloopers reel definitely exists. We have full dress rehearsal, which I want to edit and release on like the Rambu channel or something. We have a full dress rehearsal of the first day, and it is so funny. It is so funny. Like honestly, like I love the dress rehearsal. I love the actual show, but I love the dress rehearsal of it because I had to cook using like fake food. And so like Charlie and I were just like riffing off of everything. It was so funny. So yeah, a lot of behind the scenes stuff will probably be uploaded on the Rambu channel on YouTube probably. I might just like get a couple of editors to, you know, do it. A couple of like the production companies editors because they'll have access to it. So yeah, so that'll be cool. What would a 50-50 ending look like? Oh, I don't even know if that's possible, but if it were to happen, if it were to be like, because the thing is, right, you might get 50%, 50%, but there would probably be like still like 2 or 3 people, right, either way. But if it was like true 50-50, I guess we would have just improv something and it probably would have been me dying. we would have improv something and we probably, like, everyone was very, very aware of the fact that like, I really wanted that box to close on my head. You know, I really, really wanted the box to close on my head. That was like my one thing that I was just like, oh my god, I really, really want to have this box close on my head. And it worked. It was great. I'm so happy that you guys liked it. I'm so happy that you guys liked it. But yeah. It's so cool. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, so let me talk about, again, how it started and everything. So, whoa! What was that? Thank you, Gilded Serpents. What the hell? For the, how many? Oh, for the 30 tier 1s. Thank you so much. What the hell? Thank you so much. I hope that you guys are doing well. It means a lot. But basically, the way that I wrote it was that I wrote the last scene first. I always write the endings first, and then the endings change as I write and everything. But I wanted your guys' experiment to be, will you kill? Will you kill someone? And that was where I wanted to go. So then I started to write it from there. Originally, it was episode 1 was the cabin, right? It was like a regular thing, and then that would transport us, because the cabin, god damn it, I want to talk about the cabin. Okay, the cabin is honestly one of my favorite ones. It is what is in my top 3 of the episodes. And because it has so many references to just like regular horror tropes and everything, and it's like even then, like I don't know how many people caught this, but like the stretchy wall and everything is a direct reference to a scene in Nightmare on Elm Street, which I really, really love. And it's also one of my favorite sets because the cabin makes no sense cohesively. Like you walk into the basement and there's just stairs that just lead to nowhere. Like there's like an attic and everything, and I love all of the implications of the base of the cabin so much. I love the implications of the cabin so goddamn much. It is my favorite. It is one of my favorite things. Like, it is like, I know it's one of the weirdest episodes, but like, it was really cool. I really liked it. It was fun. It was good, and like, I wanna, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm sorry. I'm gonna switch on like so many things because I can finally say so much. Saw references. I got to make a Saw movie, but with streamers. Do you have any idea how happy that made me? Do you have any idea how happy? What are you doing? Sorry. Just some extra. They're just roaming. No, I think that was Jake. I got to make a Saw movie, but with streamers. That was the main like one sentence thing of number 2, which had always existed, is I want to make a Saw, but with streamers. Because a really, really cool thing about this series is that each episode represents a different era of horror as well. There is old horror, there is like early 2000s, like where it starts to get into like modern horror, and then we have modern horror, which is the last one. And that's what all of them kind of represent. The main inspiration for sort of like the overall concept of it, like the thing that I like was like in my mind, was Cabin in the Woods. It was the idea of like this completely controlled horror show that has like this underground facility. Because the one thing that I didn't like about Cabin in the Woods is how much they didn't explore the facility as much. Like I really wanted to like see more of it and everything. So that was like a huge inspiration and a huge thing for it. Another one was The Truman Show. Another one was Saw, a big Saw. And yeah, it was like I loved just so much of it. Like, you have no idea. Like there were so many like just like things that were in my mind as I was writing this thing. Like it was very sick. It was very, very cool. Willy Wonka, yeah, that was actually so fun thing is that when on like I think like my second meeting about this, I was talking with Jake, who's like the main producer guy of JK, and he was actually with German. Everything. German was in the background because they were just like talking about something, and basically like he was like listening in and everything, and then that's how I got in contact with him to sort of like I basically had a call with Germa in which I was like, hey, I'm doing like Saw but with streamers, and I want you to be like the Jigsaw ripoff essentially, and I was like, so because I wrote episode 2 with literally no one else in mind to play a parody of Jigsaw. Like I don't think there could be anyone else, literally not even like streamer wise, but also actor wise, that could play the role that I had in mind other than Germa. And so when I called him and everything, I was like, hey, I'm doing this, and I was like fully expecting to like go into the full spiel of everything. And then he was just like, yeah, sure. And like I was literally like, I was almost about to go into like the full explanation of like everything, and he was just like, yeah, sure. And he's like, is there anything that I can do to like help with it? And I was just like, yeah, I mean, if you want to like help write some of it and everything. So we had like a couple of calls in which he actually helped co-write basically a lot of the like the traps and everything of Saw. So essentially what the second episode, a lot of the second episode was basically if he were to actually make a Saw movie. Like the keys bit was his idea of just like, what if there's like a bunch of keys on screen, you choose one and it's the right one, right? Or like what if like, and then there were so many things. Like the Wonka room was all his idea. He was just like, what if we just had you guys like play Mousetrap? I was just like, you know, sure. It was great. It was absolutely great. And there was originally actually another room which we cut because it wasn't able to be built. And we had to cut it like literally on our like first walkthrough, like a couple of months ago. We had to cut it because it was like, this just doesn't make sense. It doesn't flow and everything. And originally it was for someone to basically like come in from the carousel, and we had to like sit on these like chairs or like fill up blood or something, and they would get launched through the wall. they would sit on the chair and then just get flung back through the wall, and then the wall would come back. And then that's like literally they would walk in, get killed, walk out, and then be done. That was it. And it was hilarious. It was a good one. But we couldn't build it, so we were just like, this is gonna be too technically impossible. So we had to get rid of that one. Thank you for the 20 tier 1s. Thank you so much. Wackity! Thank you, man. Oh my goodness. Thank you, dude. I hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you. I hope that you're doing well. Oh man. I'm just talking about my thing. I'm just talking about my thing. Ugh. I love it. But yeah, I mean it was really fun. I think the second episode was one of my favorite to plan because like we just kept on like riffing and going. And it was fun. It was really fun to plan. And then the third episode was originally actually a sort of like facility. It was originally going to be this like laboratory essentially. Kind of like it was like going to be modeled sort of after like the Hawkins laboratory from Stranger Things, except it was going to have a lot of like supernatural elements to it, and like it was going to have like I would open up a door and it would just like straight up, you know, like be like this like interdimensional thing, and then I would close it again, you know, and then it was going to be like this facility. But it didn't really flow as well. It didn't really flow as well. And then one day my producer guy, Jake, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I found a mall." I was like, "What? You found a mall? You found a mall?" And then I was just like, "Dude, we have to make that a part of it. Like, we have to make that a part of it. That's the facility. That's what we have to do." And originally, it was actually a mall, not this mall. It wasn't this mall. It was originally a mall in St. Louis that actually fell through. Because like and also it was such a bad mall. Honestly, like it wouldn't have worked for what we wanted to do, and it's like it just wouldn't work. So then we were just like, okay, let's just search for a mall. We've already written it around this mall. We have to find another mall. And then we found this mall. And then it was amazing. We found a lot, guys, there's a lot of abandoned malls. Okay, there is a lot of abandoned malls everywhere, all right? And it is so cool. But yeah, so it's sick. But yeah, so then we found this one, and then we just go. Explain the swearing, please. What do you mean? Guys, okay, if you are the people that are spamming about swearing, then you probably shouldn't have watched the show. You probably shouldn't have watched the show. I'm going to be real. Like, I don't even okay. I don't know. You probably shouldn't have watched it. You know, there's some stuff that you probably shouldn't have seen. Oh man. No, I mean, yeah, I thought it was like, hey, this would be a funny bit to show that it's like, you know, really a break of character, essentially. And also just to show that it's like, you know, not technically me. But yeah. There's, okay. Can I just tell you guys about something that I'm going to add during the third part that's going to be absolutely heartbreaking? In the Founder's Cut, basically, and I'm gonna do this, but when the mask was flashing, a lot of people saw that as like, oh, they're getting control of him, like what's going on again? But no, it was actually, and this is gonna screw you guys up, and I'm so sorry. It was actually them putting his memories of before the show back. That's what all the flashing was. That's what the flashing was. That's what all of it was. And that's going to be apparent. It's going to be more apparent in the Founder's Cut. And I'm not gonna say the other thing that I'm going to add during the Founder's Cut, just so that you guys, you know, watch it. But that's what it was. Basically, that was like originally like that was just going to be something that was going to be left up to theory, but. That's what it was. The Founder's Cut. The Founder's Cut is something that I'm going to upload on the Generation Lost channel. And it's going to basically be just the sort of like a more digestible version of it. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, so that's what it was. What it was. You guys have to realize that, like, it's sad. It's sad. I know. I know it's sad. I was literally just thinking about how sad the character was yesterday. I was thinking, like, God damn, this poor guy. This poor guy. You just wanted him to be happy? Wasn't in the script. Was not in the script. Yeah. Why do you look so blue? Because of the light. It's because of the lighting and everything. All right. It's because of the. It's the weird lighting in this place. I don't have it controlled. So I'm gonna look. And also, by the way, we have blacked out. There are like giant skylights in this mall that we blacked out. So, like, I have not seen the sun in, like, a month. Okay? All right? I have not seen the sun in, like, a month. Okay? So, give me a break. Is there going to be a continuation? Maybe. You'll see what I mean. Today, there is going to be something releasing on the Generation Lost channel that I feel like explains a lot about how Generation Lost works. because currently it is a lot different to what you guys think. It is a lot different to what you guys think. That's all I'm going to say. Was the crack in the mask the hint of a face reveal? No, the mask actually has a bit of a deeper representation of, and I didn't intend this when I wrote it, but I kind of realized it. Of basically, the mask represents essentially the sort of control, as well as just kind of like a lot, it represents a lot personally for me. In the sense of like, taking it off ends the show. Right? And you guys know, all right, if you've watched me for a while, of me physically taking it off, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'd probably lose a lot of people. It's probably how it would work, because that's just how the internet is, and that's how, like, just content creation, and especially with, like, people that are faceless and everything, that's just how it works. Okay? Like, that's just how it works. And it's there's a lot that, again, I didn't really intend, but there's a lot that lines up. And I've seen you guys, like, start to catch on about it as well. Like with Nikki. Fun fact about that, Nikki came up, like, literally during the dress rehearsal. She came out to me and she was just like, what if I'm just, like, crying the entire time, and then, like, I stop crying, like, here, and then I just, like, give a little spiel, and then I just keep crying again. And then I was just like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And then, so Nikki came up with all of that. Nikki came up with all of that, like right before, like literally the day before the show, and I was just like, that's good, yeah. And then Nikki also came up with, like, the little lower third thing as well. Like, like, I was just like, yes, absolutely. Because I didn't personally write the stuff for other streamers, because I didn't want it, besides, like, you know, Charlie and Snake and everything. But I just wanted them to feel comfortable, and I wanted them to feel good in the show and everything. So I said, you can add what you want. Here are the rules of what's going on. You can add what you want. You can subtract what you want, as long as you let me know. Because the last thing that I want someone to do is play a role that they're not comfortable with, or, like, you know, fly all this way to just not, like, just not be happy with it. So, like, I made sure that, like, you know, everyone was comfortable and everyone, like, played how they wanted it to, and it turned out really, really good. I think that the second episode is, again, one of my favorites. I think that this show is just one of my favorites. I'm like, I'm so just not normal about this, dude. I'm so happy. Why did Nikki have to die? All of them had to die, dude. That's the show. All of them did. You guys chose who died in that first room. Do you guys not realize that? That was your decision. You guys chose. We didn't know? Yeah, you didn't know, but you still did. We literally wrote it so that whoever got chosen by the chat dies in that room. What if Vinny got chosen? Then we would not have him die in that room, and we would have just gone on with no deaths, and then someone wouldn't have been able to wouldn't have been able to be in the show. It wouldn't have been good. We were really, really banking on you guys not choosing Vinny because that would have, like, ruined so much. But yeah. Oh man. What about Frank? If Frank got chosen, Germa would have punched him in the face. Or the puzzler would have punched him in the face. And then we would have rechosen. Yeah. That's what would have happened. Like, yeah. That's what it was. Also, there are a lot of questions that people are asking that are going to be explained in the Founder's Cut. The Founder's Cut is going to add a lot more context to a lot. That's all I'm going to say. The Founder's Cut is really sick. I'm excited for it. Oh. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm so happy. Squiggles? You guys are just saying squiggles. You're not even asking a question. What? Yes, he exists. You guys are just saying, you're not even like, you're going squiggles question mark, and you're not even saying anything. You're not even saying anything. Marketable plushie. There is going to be a drop a few months from now. That there is going to be stuff from like Showfall Media, from the collection and everything. So it'll be the Generation 1 drop, essentially. So it'll be like in the future though. It'll be way in the future. How long will merch be up? I believe until around June 11th. And then the website is going to have an overhaul where it's going to be basically a central thing. Yeah, so you can only get merch until June 11th, I'm pretty sure. So if you want to support the project, if you want to continue to feed into my delusions, then please buy the merch. Because I would love to be able to make more stuff. All right. And, fun fact, the next generation, Generation 2, big announcement for Generation 2. I'm not going to say much about it, but I am going to give you guys a little bit of a preview thing. As of right now, if you guys liked the religious imagery of the last episode, Generation 2 is going to be the one that I wrote entirely while listening to ghost songs. It is a pretty sick one. I love it. But that's not going to be for like a while. I would say that's not going to be for like a while. There's going to be a lot. But there is something more happening in between. There is still something more happening between Generations 1 and 2. And you'll see. You'll see soon how it works. It's sick. It's such a cool concept. And I'm gonna make it. Don't just stop there. No, I will just stop there. I will just stop there. It's cool. And also, it may be in a different format than what you're used to. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Listen, one thing at a time. I'm gonna make the Generation Lost team. And it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so cool. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that you guys liked it. I was so worried that everyone would just hate it instantly. It's gonna be great. Soundtrack's coming out pretty soon. Soundtrack's gonna be coming out pretty soon. Nathan Hanover did a fantastic job. Very soon. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. Make sure also that you guys are following the Generation Loss Twitter account, because I don't always interact with that. Because again, Generation Loss and Ranboo are two separate things. As of right now, that Generation 1 is like the last time that I ever plan to really be a focal point of the project in any way. Even as like a side character or something. It is the last time. Because I love writing, but I don't love acting as much. And also I want it to be able to be it's its own separate IP. Generation Loss and Ranboo, two separate things. Yeah. There's going to be a lot different. It's going to be I'm so excited. I'm going to be posting something a little bit after stream. Like I would say within like 2 hours after stream, there's gonna be something on the Generation Lost YouTube channel that will explain a little bit. That will explain a little bit. Will other generations continue with CCs? Probably not. Probably not. There might be like a couple of like maybe, I don't know, depends. You guys will see what I mean soon. Today is going to explain a lot about how everything works. You guys have to realize that Generation Lost is going to be a very separate thing. This was to get you guys to sort of move over to it. And it's cool. I really liked it. I think it definitely did that. I think it definitely did that. This was to get you guys excited for it because there's just going to be so much of it now. As soon as I get this team up and running, you don't even know. It's going to be sick. It doesn't mean that there will never be. It doesn't mean that there will never be one. But just as of right now, not really planning for it, honestly. But we'll see. There's a slight plan for it. But it's not one of the main ones that I'm working on. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. How much of the Generation Lost world do we currently understand? Not a lot of it. But the pieces are all there. It's just that you guys are stuck in like one mindset of things. You guys are kind of stuck in one mindset of like looking into it. Because it works in a much different way. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, let's talk more about the show. Yeah, so we started building like a couple months ago in this mall. And it was like completely just empty. And we built like all this stuff inside of it, and it was incredible. Like, it was so cool. Like, we actually like took a lot of like the things that were like left in the mall, and we were just like, this is ours. We're taking this now. And it was so sick. Can I do something, guys? I want to show you guys my favorite thing about the last episode. Or about the last scene. One of the last scenes. I want to show you guys one of my favorite things about the last scene. It is genuinely my favorite thing. This is an ad. I can't play this. Okay. I want to show you guys this. So, okay. This is just a little thing that I don't know if many people caught on to this, but it is a very, very cool little detail that I added because I wanted to. All right. So, we all know. Let me take like a screenshot of it pretty much. We all know. Why is it such low quality? That's fine. So we all know this scene. Right? Again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but we all know this scene. Right? I want you guys to take a look. I want you guys to really study this scene. I want you guys to tell me what's wrong with it. Okay? Because there's something very, very wrong with this. That I don't think a lot of people have noticed. Hold on. Ah! It's going to the right. That is like my favorite detail of the entire thing. It's going to the right. You have no idea. I was just like, I want it to go over there, and then we get that. But you didn't go right, exactly. Because the exit sign was covered up. The other one. I'm so proud of this detail. You have no idea. Like, it is so amazing. It's just my favorite thing. Like, it is the favorite thing of it. I was just like watching it. I was just like, yes! It's my favorite detail of like literally the entire thing. Is that the exit sign is going that way. And I don't. It's so cool. I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing of it.